Welcome, everybody. Actually, we're in a different place now. This is my living room, and I thought I'd shake it, have a different background. And so, yeah, we are in, actually, we're after this solar eclipse that we've had. And let me just share this chart with you. Right now is where we are, planetary wise, where the planets are today. Right now at nearly 11:30. Or yeah, well, it's almost 11:30 here on the West Coast, in San Francisco, California, where I reside right now and making this video. Well, we are at the last decan of Leo. The sun is, anyway, at the last decan of Leo. 21 degrees, almost 22. 21 degrees, 59 minutes at 11:30 a.m. The moon is in Virgo at 18 degrees. The second decan of Virgo. Venus is in the first decan of Libra. Mars, the first decan of Cancer. So Mars is in the sign of Cancer, ruled by the moon. The moon is in Virgo. The sun is in his rulership. Venus is in her ruling planet sign, the sign that she rules, one of them anyway. Mars is not really great here, but hey, for Libras, Mars is in your 10th house, transiting your 10th house. So if you're a Libra rising, Mars is transiting your 10th house, bringing you lots of action to your career, public reputation, which is good. Actually, you're probably looking your best as well with Venus in your first house. Let's move this to out. Scorpio. Well, actually, hey, Scorpio, your Mars is making a trine to you, your public persona, or actually, well, how you're seen in the world. That's the face you put forward. You Mars, Scorpio, if you are Scorpio rising. Chiron in your seventh house. You're ruled by Mars, which is in your ninth house of higher purpose, higher learning, religion, philosophy, book publishing, taking some action here, doing something. Well, yeah, actually, Mars is an action planet, but hey, Mars doesn't do fairly well in the sign of Cancer. because Cancer is a nurturing sign where Mars sort of likes to take on a more in assertive role. But Mars is not a very assertive in Cancer. Initiative initiates things, yes, but not very assertive. But your career is taking, you're being blessed by Jupiter here in your 10th house. Scorpio rising or Sun is actually making a square. Well, could be making a square to things too. Taking, well, this is pretty good too. Squares bring action, squares make us move and shake. So, yeah. Um, Mercury is no longer opposing Pluto. Well, it's sort of. He's technically yes, but not exact. Still up in an opposition. Venus and Neptune are still in an opposition as well. Hmm. So for Libra rising, yes, I should forget to include that aspect. So there's a tension here of pulling back and forth between Venus and Neptune. Mm. Although Venus is making a trine to Uranus, and Pluto is making a trine to Uranus. And we have this grand trine from Venus to Pluto. So this grand air trine is very nice indeed. And then there's a mystic rectangle, a fire and air sign, mystic triangle. Hmm. Mm. So it's easy. Well, it could be, well, very easy flowing energy here. Yeah. Although when you have sextiles there, takes some effort. Some effort is needed. All right, moving on to Sagittarius. Today, August 14th, well, tomorrow, Mercury and Jupiter, your ruling planet Jupiter, will be making a conjunction with Mercury. So, um, Saturday, the 15th, right? Let me see. A day. Move this ahead a day. Yes, actually, Mercury will be going over Jupiter. So yeah, if we move this an hour back an hour, um, or so, when they are exactly conjunct. Mm. At 10 degrees, here we are. 10 degrees, 9 minutes. Yeah. Tomorrow morning. Jupiter and Mercury exactly conjunct one another. The same degree, same sign. That's a conjunction. It must be in the same sign for it to be a conjunction. Traditional astrology, anyway. Modern astrologers try to, well, say that if a planet, say a planet is at 29 degrees of Cancer, and we have a planet at 0 degrees of Leo, that's conjunction. In traditional astrology, traditionalists don't see this, or Hellenistic astrologers don't consider that a conjunction. Modern astrologers do. So, if you're a modern astrologer, a Hellenistic astrologer, if you feel it, okay. If you feel that energy, um, who am I to say that that's not true? So, hey, to each his own, hey. Um, but there may be other things that um, make this feel very prominent. So take that with a grain of salt or not, hey. Um, that's what I was taught. So here we are. Sagittarius. This conjunction will be happening in your ninth house. So what you talk about and um, expand on, um, actually, it's a good time to write something. A very great time to get ideas and the content you want to create is a great time to start something, write something, work on some publishing part, some work on something to be published, talk about getting something published. Actually, it's writing to communicating, maybe editor, publisher. But by Saturday, the moon will be moving into Libra and it will conjunct No, Jupiter. No, I'm sorry, Venus. Mercury is conjunct with Jupiter. The moon would be conjunct Venus, which is amazing, which is also a good time to get things in motion, creative projects, um, make things tangible and beautiful, harmonious ideas, and something fire, well, with fire and air. mm, with this combination is very good. Fire and air are very compatible. So if you are a fire sign or an air sign, all the fire signs and air signs, um, Aquarius, Libra, uh, and Gemini, it's a really great time for you. And the fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, are very an excellent time to get things moving, get things done, being more creative, being more courageous. Um, and well, maybe not as spontaneous. Spontaneity is nice, but it's always nice to have a plan, or like something set that you want to accomplish. Well, Leo is a fixed sign, so that'll make you very stick with the idea. Uh, Venus, sorry, Libra, a cardinal sign. Although Libra will need to be decisive on something. Aries, well, you may be spontaneous, but you need to have some kind of goal in mind. Cardinal, you also initiate things. You initiate things. Cardinal signs. Although we have this opposition between Venus, the Moon, and Mercury, Jupiter, and Neptune. Uh, yeah, but we have this really nice trine from Saturn to the Sun. Hmm. Huh. And actually, eventually, this will make a trine to Mercury, and then eventually Jupiter. We'll have a trine, a fire trine, which will ignite more passion and more energy to do. I think air fire signs actually need to do something. Move. They're the movers and shakers of the zodiac. Fire signs get things going. Although Sagittarius needs a little push sometimes as well. Let's move on. I think that's enough for Sagittarius. Okay. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. Saturn is retrograde. Saturn is in Aries, not the best place for Saturn. Uh, for your ruling planet, anyway. Yeah. Um, so things are moving slowly in the home. Since Saturn is in the fourth house of home, your ancestral line or heritage or ancestry, um, real estate, slow and steady, things taking things slowly, moving steadily. In some kind of home project or something dealing with something in the home or mother. Fourth house is mother or parents. Uh, and we have this opposition to Venus and the moon in your 10th house of career, public reputation, um, public persona. You'll be seen very good in a very good light here with the moon conjunct Jupiter. I'm sorry, Venus, the other benefic, Venus. And yeah, eventually it's opposing Saturn. But I think Venus is going to win over here. She's in better condition. She's in her domicile or rules the sign of Libra. Venus rules the sign of Libra, opposing Saturn, which is in fall in Aries. So I believe that with this moon's help of emotions and desire, this will win out for you, Capricorns. Although Mars is in your seventh house of relationships, one-to-one negotiation, your marketplace, clients, clientele. Yeah. Could have some, so there may be a little bit of a conflict here with clients or relationships. But this conjunction of Jupiter and Mercury and Jupiter in your eighth house of money, other people's money, inheritance. You may have, there may be talks about inheritance, legacy. Hmm. Anything else? Not really, no. Hmm. Nope, that's it. Okay. Moving on to Aquarius. You are also ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is transiting your third house of writing, communicating, short distance travel, where the ninth house is long distance travel. and writing, book publishing. Venus is well positioned here with the moon. So ninth house themes of higher purpose, Aquarius. So yeah. The writing may be slow, but Venus in your ninth house, or transiting your ninth house with the moon, you'll be more just sharing emotional desires in your purpose, dharma. Hmm. Hmm. Jupiter and Mercury are in your seventh house, transiting your seventh house. So communicating and expanding your clientele or your marketplace. Aquarius, nice. I'm actually Aquarius. Aquarius is my progressed ascendant. So should be interesting. I'm actually looking to find a venue where I can do spiritual practices. And if you know anybody, let me know. oh, or yeah, to speak to anybody who would like to join me in that venture, incorporating music, movement, spiritual practice, astrology, and all kinds of things, like a workshop setting, community centers, or any venue that's open to that stuff, those types of things, concepts. Okay, so yeah, Aquarius has lots of going on. Pisces, you're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is transiting your second house of money, things you speech, talk, your speech, your communication. Well, communication is third house, but um, things you put into or out of your mouth, like or words that come out of your mouth, how you communicate, the how-to manual of your life. If the third house is the communication, well, the second house is how you communicate, what you want, what you communicate about. And Jupiter is in your sixth house. Saturn is in your second house. Jupiter is in your sixth house. So this is about communicating with coworkers, maybe you are expanding your and communications with colleagues, coworkers, um, business partners. Mm, do you want a pet? Uh, Mercury is conjunct your ruling planet, in your sixth house. So yeah, this is like sixth house themes of uh daily routines, your health, taking care of your what you need to do for yourself. Um, a diet plan, taking care of your diet, yeah, making sure that things are okay, checking in with your the essence of you, because actually sixth house is health, and also the first is health as well. Um, so checking in with what types of things you need to do to make yourself healthy. You may be learning something new of on herbs and health routines. Pisces. Hmm. And Venus is doing very well in your eighth house of debt, death, and taxes, other people's money, spousal money. And a planet in a sign she rules. Venus rules Libra. Venus also rules your third house of Taurus. Hmm. Sibling of the siblings, travel, being courageous in your in your neighborhood, healing some kind of with Chiron here. You're healing some kind of wound of your neighborhood. You may not have felt, well, if you have Chiron in the third house, maybe you felt unattached to your community or neighborhood, neighbors, things like that, and siblings. Let's move on to Aries. Aries rising, sun, moon, and stellium people. We have Saturn here and Neptune, Pallas Athena, wisdom, the goddess of wisdom, and devotion, the Vesta, devotion, the asteroid of devotion, the Vestal flame. And you're ruled by Mars. Mars is transiting your fourth house of home, the um the foundation that your entire life is built on is actually nurturing. And Mars is in a nurturing sign of Cancer. Um, taking initiative, doing things in a gentle Cancerian uh being the nurturing of your home. Probably being more creative Huh. Expand it. This could also expand um Mercury and Jupiter conjunction in your fifth house of creativity, children, entrepreneurial pursuits. Hmm. We have Venus and the moon opposing you in the seventh, right? Or in your transiting your seventh house. Since this is the first house is you, Aries. The seventh house is the other, making a square to Mars. Hmm. So yeah, others may in your home or family may be bringing up some conflict here, which is going to bring some action. So Aries, you're going to be very action oriented, going to bring some action activity here with home and family and individual other individual relationships, all relationships actually, one-to-one relationships, people you interact with, yeah. Try not to get into any big altercations or fights at the moment, at this time. But there may be arguments, but uh, hmm, be aware of that. It'll bring action, yeah, although action is good. At least it isn't fire. Well, you're a fire sign, but it's opposing you, so it's not making a square to um hmm, only Cancer making a sextile to these Leo planets, to these planets in your fifth house. Hmm. Okay, not terrible. Efforts needed for you to do something. The square will get that movement and something moving and going so you can be more creative, put in the effort. Okay, Taurus, a fixed sign of Taurus, ruled by Venus, and Venus rules you, and Venus is in your sixth, transiting your sixth house, where the other house she rules with the moon. So desire, emotions are going to be very high here in your sixth house of work, duty, and things that you need to do that I'm, yeah, like chores, you know, um, you'll enjoy them though. You'll be Venus likes will be enjoying the desire to be of service. So yeah, pretty good. That's really actually really good for your Taurus, getting the desire to be of service and work ethic that you have, a strong work ethic. But something at home maybe you need to put some effort into. You'll be transforming your uh, career endeavors and how you're seen in public. Your public persona, ooh, yeah, your reputation may be get a hit here. But it's making a trine to this and your planet, these planets in your sixth house of work. So you'll be looking great in your work, though duty in your dutiful um endeavors. So yeah, duty to work and service will show in this with this trine to Pluto. That's a good thing. Just don't be over zealous here. Don't be the dictator. Try to be the dictator with Pluto in your 10th. Yeah. Uh could just take you down, take your reputation down a little bit if you're overly. It'll transform you. It'll in a positive way, though. Okay, moving on to Gemini. Ruled by Mercury. Mercury is in Leo, conjunct Jupiter. So Gemini, this is a really great time for you to communicate with um, those in your neighborhood, your siblings, people close to you in your neighborhood. Uh, Expanding and communicating. Yeah, actually, in the sun, yeah, you'll be communicating a lot now with with people you are comfortable with around, and could be could be also be um, extended family members, aunts, uncles, cousins, people are feel close to. And we have these planets, Saturn, Neptune, in your 11th house of friends. So things will be going slowly for you, Gemini, in your 11th house of friends. Uh, it's also a money house, the things you do with it's also fire. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, so yeah, you'll be communicating more with people you feel close to, family members, mm, friends. Don't be timid though. Well, Gemini. Who am I talking to, Gemini? You're not timid at all. You love to communicate. You love to, yeah. And Mercury is in your third house of communication. So there's no problem here. Making a sextile to Venus and the Moon, which are conjunct in your fifth house of creativity, your children. Um, yeah, Venus is going to be what you desire with creativity, children, artistic abilities may come to you. New opportunities for creativity is coming your way. Let me get okay. Uh, but there's a push and a pull between your 11th and 5th house. Yeah, friends and allies and your children and creative projects. Pluto has been in your ninth house of transformation, transforming your beliefs and your religion, beliefs on about religion, beliefs on or your purpose, transforming your purpose in this life. And Mars, well, Mars maybe try not to spend too much on Mars. Well, yeah, taking an action in your money house. Mm. So, yeah, no spending money because you're feeling terrible. Like, or shop therapy, I would advise against. No shop therapy, Gemini. Yeah. Okay, Cancer. Mars is in your sign. You're ruled by the moon, which is conjunct Jupiter. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling Venus Jupiter. Venus and the moon are conjunct in your fourth house. So desire for something at home. Emotions are very high with the home and with the in the home right now, and something you desire and love could be bringing you something home into the home. Mm, Mars will eventually be making a square to Venus this week. Mm, or it has. It did last week. Yeah. Um, So I'm bringing some action here between you and your home, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Something very beneficial for you. Jupiter is expanding your money, communicating about money, finances. You'll be actually, well, maybe you'll be starting to speak more eloquently. Your speech will be more eloquent, more pronounced. Hmm. Anything else? Well, your career is taking a slow being is moving slowly, which is good. Actually, it's the summer. Take a vacation if you can, or just at work. Um, if you can, just take things slow and steady and in your career, and things will go fine with with your reputation at work and in the public sector of your life. All right, moving on to Leo. Well, Leo, you're ruled by the sun. We have Jupiter here and Mercury, which will be conjunct in the sign in your sign. So communicating, expanding yourself. You actually, this may expand your waistline as well. So beware of what you're eating and take and doing for your body and your health. Um, Venus and the moon are making a sextile to you. So this is really good for what you do, what you desire and communicate emotions. Well, this is combined together, Venus and the moon. So what you desire and your emotional system are playing well together here. I think it's really great for Leos. Working behind this, doing things behind the scenes. Mars in the 12th house. The house of self-undoing. Try not to do things that are upsetting, that will cause upset and but working behind the scenes is probably best here. Mars in the 12th house. Try not to piss anybody off when you what you do whatever you do. Although Pluto is also in your seventh house, so yeah, of transformation. So um transforming your relationships, um yeah, so relationship issues may come up for you, Leo rising, especially, or Leo suns, yeah. Mm. And moon, yeah. But we have that sorry, Saturn transiting your ninth house, Leo, of your hmm, purpose in this world. Take it slow. Do things slowly, methodically. Don't rush into anything. Take your time. It's also making a square to Mars. Well, Neptune is making a square to Mars. So yeah, intuitive, being intuitive, um, using into your intuition, spiritual beliefs may change. Yeah, Virgo. Last time we started with Libra. Wow. Virgo. You're ruled by Mercury. Mercury is transiting your 12th house of self-undoing. Um, uh, maybe communicating with foreigners, offshore accounts. Um, and Jupiter is here expanding on, yeah, Jupiter and Mercury conjunct in your 12th house. Well, of bed pleasures as well. uh, uh, 12th house is also self-undoing, uh, past of the past coming back. Maybe you communicate, maybe your past is coming back. Someone from the past is going to be having a communicating with you or communicating with someone from the past or from a past life. Ideas may pop up from nowhere and when you're in a deep sleep, meditation. Um, yeah, Mars in your 11th house. Allies, treat them nicely, even though it's making a square to Neptune. Intuition, yeah. This could be a square to um, money from your partner, um, spousal money. So yeah, ooh, yeah, squaring a 11th house money, another money house. Um, but there's effort here with with you need to take with money with your Venus and the moon here in your second house, opposing your eighth house of other people's money. So make their balance this out, strike a balance between what's going on with your money, with your finances and your credit card debt, possibly death taxes and stuff like that. Saturn is there taking responsibility for other people's money. Hmm. Tax collectors, inheritance. I think that's it. I think that's all I want to talk about. Pluto is transforming your work sector and clientele. um, your duty on Pluto is transforming how you are of service to others, duty to yourself and others. All right, I think that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Stephen the Jupiterian, and I hope well, this is a new environment for you to see another part of my part. Well, I just wanted to take a time to do a short video. Well, it was well, I thought it was going to be a short video. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that notification bell to be notified when a new video of mine is posted. Give it a thumbs up and post a comment. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Wow, an hour. Did this for an hour. Well, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and each other. Um, and also, uh, communications this week will be very fiery, passionate. So yeah, just try not to be too fixed in your passion and argument with or argue with everybody. um, make sure that you listen to the other person's point of view. Think of what it's like to be in the other person's shoes. So, all right. Bye.